Starter Pedro Martinez getting ready to go in the shadow of the green monster. Baseball after this. What a perfect way to wind down this millennium with an all-star game here at Fenway Park. Built in 1912. First pitch, a blazing fastball that misses up and away from hometown starter Pedro Martinez, a 15-game winner, the only 15-game winner in the major leagues to this point. 1 ball, no strikes on Barry Larkin. Larkin involved in his 10th All-Star game, and he's going to have to crank it up another notch to catch up with that fastball from Martinez. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And then when hitters decide to crank it up, Martinez throws the changeup like that.
Missing low and away, 2 balls and a strike.
And it's just not an average changeup. It's probably the best changeup of any pitcher in the major leagues today.
On 2-1, Larkin took it over the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. From mid-80s to mid-90s on that fastball, and you look at the 15-game winner with that league-leading ERA of 2.10. 3 complete games for Pedro Martinez. Larkin way late, still 2-2.
You see the scouting report on Pedro Martinez. Great movement on the fastball. We've seen that already. Works both sides of the plate. We've seen the great changeup with the arm action. He also has a curveball. I mean, this is not fair. A guy with 3 top shelf pitches at his disposal.
Still 2-2. Leadoff hitter Barry Larkin. That'll get out of play to keep it 2 balls, 2 strikes as Pedro cranks it up to 97 miles per hour. Larry Walker will follow, and then Sammy Sosa. As this crowd settles in on what has already been an emotional night here at Fenway Park. Again, the 2-2 to Larkin leading off and spoiling a nasty pitch to stay up there.
Well, National League pitchers are familiar with this particular action from Barry Larkin, falling behind in the count, fouling off a lot of tough pitches, staying alive, hoping that pitcher makes a mistake.
Here's Bochy, a quick look at the manager for the National League. Looking at a 35-year-old shortstop in Barry Larkin that's still one of the game's best. Got him with a changeup and a good start for Pedro Martinez in the American League. Once again, the National League starting lineup sponsored by Budweiser. Here tonight, Barry Larkin, you know that. Larry Walker bats second and right. Sammy Sosa hits third and center. Mark McGuire cleans up at first base with Matt Williams at third. The DH, Jeff Bagwell. Mike Piazza catching. Jeremy Burnett's first All-Star game for the left fielder of the Milwaukee Brewers, and Jay Bell will bat ninth at second base. And we take a look at the defense for the American League.
Kenny Lofton in left field. Ken Griffey Jr., the center fielder. Manny Ramirez in right. Cal Ripken Jr. at third. Nomar Garciaparra at shortstop, the local favorite. Roberto Alomar at second. Jim Thome and Ivan Rodriguez behind the plate. Pretty good ball club.
Not too bad.
No.
Larry Walker takes a strike from Pedro Martinez. 1 out, nobody on the first inning, and that's strike 2 on Larry Walker. Larry Walker, the MVP in the National League in 1997, last year's batting champion in the National League. 32-year-old outfielder. He stands in hitting .382, best average in the major leagues at this point. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Joe Torre, manager of the Yankees, in charge of selecting the reserves and the pitchers for this. Goodbye, Larry Walker. See you later. Pretty good start for Pedro Martinez. This is what he dreamt about last night when he went to bed.
First the fastball on the outside corner to Barry Larkin, and now a fastball, a 97-mile-an-hour fastball that slices the outside corner to Larry Walker.
You may remember that scouting report. We said he worked the fastball on both sides of the plate. And that's not as easy as it may appear for a pitcher whose fastball tends to tail back in toward the center of the plate.
Tonight's telecast also available in Spanish by utilizing the SAP button on your television. How proud they must be right now in the Dominican Republic. 2 of their favorite sons hooking up here in the All-Star game. Sammy Sosa leading the major leagues with 32 home runs. He hit 66 a year ago. Taking on Pedro Martinez. Leaning back, from strike one.
First curveball of the night for Martinez, and was it wicked?
It's a good old-fashioned knee buckler.
Jelly legs from Sammy Sosa. Whoa.
And a 1-ball-1-strike count. 96-mile-per-hour fastball missing to Sosa. How'd you like to hit 66 home runs and not even lead your league? Man behind him in tonight's lineup, Mark McGwire, of course, hit 70. The 2-1. And Pedro Martinez is in position to strike out the side here in the first. Pedro Martinez used to pitch for the Montreal Expos. How many National League hitters are thinking right now, boy, I'm glad he's gone.
Well, stay tuned. Pedro doesn't look like he's losing anything.
4 in a row. And as Matt Williams walks to the plate, we take you back to 1934. Carl Hubbell of the New York Giants struck out Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Jimmy Fox, Al Simmons, and Joe Cronin in order in the first 2 innings of the 1934 All-Star Game. Trying to tie that record is Pedro Martinez as he works to Matt Williams. It won't happen. The ground ball to second, bobbled by Alomar, and the throw too late. Should be an error for Roberto Alomar. 7-time Gold Glove Award winner. He's made only 3 all season, but that was a typical and an easy chance for Alomar. It's an error.
Looked like it hit him on the heel of the glove, the hardest part of the glove, and ricocheted up into his midsection, stayed right in front of him. But Matt Williams, hustling down the line as he does on a daily basis, was able to beat it out.
Obviously atypical. Anytime a guy makes an error on a play like that in an all-star game, it's atypical. But Roberto Alomar is as sure-handed a second baseman as this game has. 1 on, 1 out. And Bagwell looks back at Jim Evans and says, really? Strike 1.
Says they call that on me in the other league too.
Well, here's a guy who year after year, along with his second baseman Craig Biggio, probably as good a Quinella as the National League has to offer on the right side of the infield.
And he could have been doing it for the Boston Red Sox. Traded from the Red Sox in 1990 on July 31st. Make that August 31st for Larry Anderson.
Larry Anderson coming here, helping as the Red Sox ended up winning the division but losing in 4 straight to the Oakland A's. And then there's Bagwell, who moved from third base to first base, and he's one of the biggest power threats in the National League. Born here in Boston, and he waits for the 1-1 pitch. He flinches on a strike. That's strike 2. Back in '89, the 4th round selection of the Red Sox, last played here in a competitive game in a college all-star game. Set up at a ball and 2 strikes. 2-2. The threats just keep on coming. Mike Piazza will follow. One on, 1 out. 2-0 American League here in the second. Throw down to first, and Williams just gets back.
Nobody does it better than that man behind the plate, Pudge Rodriguez. Quick feet, strong arm. Matt Williams back ahead of the tag by Jim Thome.
That is a lethal combination, by the way, for base runners. Quick feet, strong throwing arm.
3 balls, 2 strikes on Bagwell. Runner goes, swing and a miss, struck him out, throw down. Williams is gone, strike him out, throw him out, double play. And Martinez has faced the minimum through 2. Ivan Rodriguez, 7-time Gold Glove Award winner. He just gunned down Matt Williams. And you look at what he brings to the All-Star game. It's already been said. Quick feet, great arm. The American League uses those feet and that arm after an inning and a half. 2-0 American League.